Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Guagua and Romantic. This game taking place here on Northern Isles. On the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have Romantic spawning as the blue human player, just going to go to 4 times or 8 times speed until we hit that 2-minute mark. Alright, Altar of Storms, Farseer are going to be trained up alongside Headhunters, Archmage alongside some Footmen, and you guys pretty much know what's happening in the first 2 minutes of the game. Absolutely nothing until the heroes are out, and, well, creeping does get underway. Archmage going to go after this 3-3-3 creep camp, clearing up that Null Warden, or 3-3-2 creep camp, excuse me, clearing up that Null Warden first, as it does have medium armor and takes more damage from the footmen and those militia. Archmage picks up a Ring of Protection +3, a little bit more damage or effective hit points on that Archmage as it now makes its way off to the north. Farseer, you're going to try and engage here. Archmage going to try and retreat, and there's a little bit of tap damage right there. Archmage still running around in circles as the Farseer wants to get in front of that Archmage there and perhaps get in a little bit more damage. So far, Archmage hasn't taken that much. Meanwhile, the Farseer is still giving a little bit of chase, not helping out all too much anywhere. Archmage is going to try and go after this wolf down here. It is relatively low on hit points. We should be seeing a resummoning coming in from Guagua here in just a moment to cancel that bit of experience, as we see a blacksmith. Now, well, it was placed down and is now finally being built, and sped built at that, as riflemen will be wanted and needed in the upcoming battle. Tech to tier 2 already begun on both sides. Interesting choice by Romantic and Guagua to go for a quick tech to tier 2. Meanwhile, the peasants are trying to get to work here as the wolves are dealing quite a bit of damage here. Low hit point peasant going to try and back away, perhaps call to arms, changing that armor type and then allowing itself to, well, take less damage from each of those attacks. Farseer off on the other side here, or, well, not too far away, going after some of the local creep camps in an attempt to try and make it more difficult for that Archmage to get to level 2. Exactly, that's the playstyle here as the water elemental, well, walking away, and Guagua is going to take this opportunity to continue with the pressure once more and now go after that low hit point peasant. Peasant will end up getting taken down. Oh, well, militia able to run away now, trying to get away, but still gets clawed in the back by that spirit wolf. Farseer continuing to clear up creep camps here. Wand of Illusion now dropped as the Headhunter is taken down. Archmage just shy now of level 2, trying to go after some additional Headhunters. Meanwhile, back at the base here, it looks as though, nope, the Spirit Wolves were in fact resummoned and now being brought back over to the battle once again. All right, little bit of an engagement in the center portion of the match. Romantic finally getting to level 2, killing off some of those Murlocs, and, well, trying to make sure to get closer to level 3 for those level 2 water elementals. Coming back around, Farseer using that Wand of Illusion fairly effectively to try and absorb a bit of damage, making sure to not actually take any damage onto these Headhunters, at least until it backs away. Meanwhile, back in the center here, Rifleman now joining in on the battle as the Farseer down to 360 hit points and, well, trying to retreat once more. Archmage still trying to do a little bit of chase as well. Archmage going to continue to rack up damage onto that Farseer, as the Farseer, well, needs to consider its options. It looks as though that one Murloc will end up getting taken down, as we see a, well, entangled Spirit Wolf, which will give a little bit of experience. Is there a denial right there? I don't believe so. Archmage actually getting that extra bit of experience. Rifleman could try to get some damage onto that Farseer. No, doesn't stop to shoot at that moving target long enough, as the Spirit Wolf now looking to back away again. Tauren Chieftain is going to be the follow-up hero once more. Archmage wants to bring in these water elementals to try and absorb a little bit of damage here. Footman now looking to back up. Rifleman going to finish off that Ogre Magi as the Archmage picks up a crystal ball. Could be helpful to try and determine if expansions are underway. Meanwhile, Mountain King already, 3/4 of the way trained here, as the Ice Trolls will end up getting finished off. Archmage going to be staying at level 2, just shy of level 3. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain already wandering out. No skill as of yet. Perhaps going to try and go for endurance or a first. Nope, none of that nature, as the Mountain King now joining out onto the battlefield as well. Archmage looking to make his way down to the south here, perhaps clear out his own natural expansion, get a strong item, and be able to set up an expansion when the time comes. Archmage making its way over, perhaps going to try and drop a water elemental, and 500 hit points worth of healing there as the water elemental taking a little bit of damage. Rifleman now making his way back over. Archmage should get to level 3. Yes, gets to level 3 and is now backed up far enough away as the Mountain King has a pendant of energy. That is going to be very, very useful there as the Archmage, now sitting at level 3, actually venturing forth and could end up being cut off from the rest of his army. That is going to be a little bit dangerous. Mountain King now making its way off to the north here. Archmage does spot all of this and now trying to put in pressure. Tauren Chieftain is a little bit slowed, sitting at level 1, trying to make its rounds. It does go for Stomp first. Damage is starting to rack back up as the Archmage double back through that sea of troll headhunters. All right, a handful of units are going to be finished off here. Mountain King going to be able to get to level 2. Is he going to go for Thunderclap? Yes, he will. Thunderclap as that second ability, as that Mountain King already has over 300 mana. All right, that's what you really want on a Mountain King. Large amounts of mana to be able to get into the fight and just continue to, well, clap and stun units left and right. Shaman already down to 251 hit points after that Stormbolt. Should end up getting taken down pretty quickly, but now the entire backside is exposed for Romantic. Romantic trying to now make its way in. We see, well, Wand of Illusion there. We are going to get a stomping onto that poor Rifleman as he is stunned. Priest now trying to back away. There's a Stormbolt onto a Raider as both sides are exchanging blows. Militia now trying to join in on the fight and just simply watching the battle instead of making that last walk over there. Romantic, a little bit of a misstep as those units are now just going to be forced to retreat all the way back. A big thunderclap slowing down many of those headhunters before they become berserkers as the militia now finally make their way over, realizing, wait a second, I'm a little bit late and now I do need to try and retreat back. Mountain King has enough mana for another Stormbolt, but is not going to be going for any Stormbolts yet. 42 supply compared to 36. A pretty even exchange on both sides as that Mountain King, well, wants some time to recharge up some of that precious mana. Off to the north here, Guagua trying to set up an expansion, but I believe it will be scouted out by Romantic. While it is being built, it does not have any armor, meaning that the water elementals are going to be able to deal full damage. A lot of purges onto that water elemental to try and take it down. Scroll of Town Portal now being used for a tactical retreat. Mountain King, no Thunderclap to well, add in some, well, lasting damage onto any of those units. We are looking at a single Arcane Sanctum, and now Rifle Caster, now adding in an Arcane Vault in addition. Meanwhile, Archmage wants to get that Mountain King to that level 3 ability for level 2 Thunderclap or level 2 Stormbolt. Both abilities have a sudden power spike, if you can imagine that odd level ability. So powerful as the Mountain King now goes after the Ogre Magi and the last Tuskar Trapper. Archmage keeping its distance as it should. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain already getting to level 3 himself for that level 2 stomp. And with a robe of Magi of his own, he is going to have a large amount of mana to try and engage against those units in the front line. Now the question is, who's going to come out on top? The stunning power of that Tauren Chieftain or the slowing damage output of that frontline Mountain King? Add into that a potion of greater mana on that Mountain King as the Mountain King and the Tauren Chieftain are just trying to find each other and figure out where they're going to go. Militia now making their way around as well. Dire Wolves joining in on the fight. Are we going to perhaps get some damage onto any of those units? Tauren Chieftain, well, nope, there's a Stormbolt there, but it is level 2 Thunderclap over level 2 Stormbolt. Tauren Chieftain now going to try to make its round. There is a Stomp. Puts his foot down, quickly gets disenchanted. Chain Lightning bouncing around as well. In goes a Thunderclap, and who is going to come out with the better pits of damage? Lightning Shield now onto all of those militia as well. Quick Dispel as the Tauren Chieftain tries to finish off and get in more damage. A Thunderclap, however, slowing things down a little bit more, but the Mountain King's radius just still not large enough to hit all of those surrounding units. Rifleman trying to take down some of those wolves, able to get that final shot off there, and there goes a Troll Headhunter. All right, I think that is still the Headhunter, not yet the Berserkers. We are only at Stronghold, and this may grow to become a problem. Those Headhunters only have 375 hit points, and once the Mountain King gets to level 3 Thunderclap, we know that is what he's going to be trying to go for. Level 3 Thunderclap really opens the way and opens the door to deal massive damage along that back line. the headhunters and the shaman will simply be so low on life that a follow-up thunderclap could take them out, or just some focus fire to finish them off. All right, Archmage is in a bit of trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability going to be used right there. Water Elemental is now dropped, trying to add in a little bit more damage. Tauren Chieftain going to come in. There's a big thunderclap right there. Raider 1 going to get taken down. There's a stomp to try and counteract. Archmage could be in a lot of trouble. Is he going to be able to back out in time? Yes, he will. Mountain King not going to be able to get off a Stormbolt onto that Raider, but the Mountain King does get a kill onto the Shaman, getting to level 4. Militia now joining in and just being offered up as an experience boost for the Tauren Chieftain and that Farseer. Little bit of a misstep there. Archmage healing back up. A Clarity Potion on that Mountain King alongside of that Brilliance Aura. Scroll of Regeneration not being used. There is a Scroll of Healing, and we're going to be looking at a little bit of, well, simple damage onto that Dire Wolf down to 55 hit points. All right, Dire Wolf, is it going to be resummoned? Yes, doesn't want to accidentally give level 4 to that Archmage. Level 4 on the Archmage would mean level 2 Brilliance Aura on that Mountain King. And, well, every second that Mountain King is standing next to that Brilliance Aura Archmage, he gets a little bit of additional mana, which could spell the difference between victory and defeat. Now, the Tauren Chieftain and the Mountain King are jockeying for position. Tauren Chieftain, well, in that frontline spot, he's going to get Storm Bolted first. He's going to be losing quite a bit of mana because of those Spellbreakers. In comes a Thunderclap to follow it up, and now a Disenchant Stomp goes down, and that is a wide radius right there, stunning down many of those units. Priest now trying to retreat back, ends up getting taken down as the Tauren Chieftain now once again dives on in with Lightning Shield and Stomp. Level 4 now on the Farseer, which means level 2 Chain Lightning is going to be bouncing around across all of these units as the Tauren Chieftain is at least alive and well for now. Drops the pendant, picks it back up. There's a massive thunderclap there. Are you slowed? Are you stunned? Both sides suffering large amounts of damage as the Kodo Beast here is about to get taken down. All right, Kodo Beast now taken down here. Mountain King could try to land another Stormbolt. Once again, Archmage now sitting at level 4 with that level 2 Brilliance Aura, able to maximize much more of that damage as the units are trying to finish off these peasants or peons as they retreat back. No more economic advantage for Lin Guagua. A little bit more experience now for the Archmage, as we are looking at a level 4 Farseer and level 3 Tauren Chieftain going up against a level 4 Archmage and a level 4 Mountain King. Mountain King taking this opportunity to go after these creep camps now, this 655 creep camp, perhaps trying to get to level 4. Robe of Magi is now actually on the Farseer. I don't know if I quite agree with this, as the Robe of Magi acts as a +6 auto attack damage bonus for the Farseer, but having that a little bit of extra mana capacity on the Tauren Chieftain, in addition to the mana regeneration on the Tauren Chieftain, may simply be more worth it. All right, we are looking. Warmill does not have the research underway for the reinforced defenses. Orc burrows are going to get destroyed very quickly. These Orc burrows also provide experience and are the weakest link in the Orc army. If you are able to take them down, a handful of them down, well, things do become a problem. All right, continuing to go after some of these buildings here as we finally see the army trying to engage. Stormbolt onto an illusion, wasted 25 or 75 mana there as the Mountain King tries to get in position. Scroll of Town Portal. There's a Thunderclap as a departing gift for all of those units. Healing Salve now being used to try and recover some of that damage. 55 supply compared to 46. Re-healing up once more. Mountain King at 4.5. Archmage sitting at 4, well, slightly under 4.5. As Lin Guagua is going to be aggressive and attempt to take out some of these red creep camps. This Magnetar Reaver, well, once it engages, you can start to ensnare it. And now, once it is ensnared, well, it really has nowhere to go. Is it going to try and back away here? Ogre Warrior continuing to make its way over. Meanwhile, in the center portion here, Farseer now looking to back up as well. Tauren Chieftain unable to land a Stormbolt, but has a good number of items on that Mountain King to continue to cause more problems. 46 over 41. We are once again upside down on supply. Lin Guagua still needs to train up more Orc burrows if he wants to train up more units. Meanwhile, Romantic, sitting in constant low upkeep, could have problems. There's a Thunderclap right there as the units are now trying to retreat back. Purge going down there. Stormbolt being shaken off by the Tauren Chieftain's Potion of Lesser Invulnerability use as another Thunderclap coming down. Mountain King does use a Potion of Healing as the Mountain King going to be able to rack up more damage. Chain Lightning, there's the Thunderclap, and the Scroll of Town Portal, a split second late, needed to Stormbolt something that was closer by, that was actually dealing damage, and that would have been the difference. Archmage going to resurrect at the tavern. There's a slow being cast now on that Farseer as it is looking to back away. Is this the tipping point to get back into the game that Romantic is giving up to his opponent? Lin Guagua still not resurrecting that Archmage as of yet, or excuse me, the Mountain King as of yet, as you see the Farseer being forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal to dodge a dangerous situation. Mountain King looking to get a bit more mana. Clarity Potion also being used. Also use that Potion of Mana straight up already. Most likely dropping that Pendant of Energy and picking it back up. All right, looking to finish off more units. Archmage, Mountain King gonna finish off these units here. Slippers of Agility +3 as the Mountain King ready to roll on out. All right, we are still looking. No fortified reinforced defenses here as we're going to be looking at an engagement. Raiders now going to come across and engage, going straight after all of those priests. Purge takes down a Water Elemental. Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain, who's now finally at level 5. Lightning Shield now coming down, followed by a Stomp. That is some major damage right there, finally dispelling that magic as the Mountain King could be in trouble. Mountain King trying to break free. There is another Stomp going down. Thunderclap. Mountain King gets taken down for the second time as that level 2 Chain Lightning doing enough work. Tauren Chieftain still leading the charge here, and the Lightning Shield really eating through some of those backline units. Chain Lightning still bouncing around here as the Headhunters are still trying to finish off some of these ground units. 50 supply compared to 43, and remember one thing, Lin Guagua has not been in a low upkeep for a while. Meanwhile, Romantic has been in that uncomfortable mid-50s upkeep and has lost a significant amount of gold because of that. Farseer now following it up with Chain Lightning again, and with only the casters and riflemen and heroes to really target with that Chain Lightning, well, that damage is going to all of the lower hit point, higher priority targets. The Spellbreakers being magic immune, actually perhaps hurting Romantic as they can't take on a little bit of damage from that Chain Lightning and still survive. Mountain King healing back up. Archmage ready to go. Priest now making its way back around as well. Farseer, Staff of Teleportation, heads back to that shop and now going to get healed up. Healing salves and clarity potions to go around. Off to the north here, Archmage and Mountain King, who had a sizable experience lead, now trailing by a decent amount. They need to go after the Magnetar Reaver creep camp here as well, pick up a useful item, and get that, level 5 on both that Mountain King and Archmage. Will it be enough experience? That is the question here, as we see an expansion being placed down by Lin Guagua on the bottom right-hand side. Mountain King looking to clear up that Magnetar Reaver. Ogre Warrior will get taken down as well. Mountain King wants to get in a little bit of heals. Where's the heal? Mountain King picking up a Hood of Cunning, Agility, and Intelligence on that Mountain King, who now has 460 mana. That might be enough right there. And was that using a potion of some sort and then picking back up? Not looked to be the case, as the Mountain King already back up to 250 mana here. Archmage just shy of level 5. Same thing with the Mountain King. We're going to get a double level up here, which could spell all the difference to try and take down all of these units. Mountain King wants a lot of mana and wants level 3 Thunderclap. You better believe it, finishing off all of those units. There's that double level up here as we see Claws of Attack +5 now being left behind. Archmage opting to go for, hasn't trained that ability as of yet. Doesn't know if it wants level 3 Brilliance Aura or level 3 Water Elementals. Mountain King up to 370 mana and still climbing up. Meanwhile, invisible Tauren Chieftain lying in wait, ready as the Archmage or Lightning Shield now going to go ahead and try and dive on in here. The Dire Wolf with Lightning Shield should be able to deal actually large amounts of damage coming in from the far side. The Tauren Chieftain wants to land a stomp here. Is he going to be able to find a good stomping location and position? No, he is not. Unable to get to that back line of priests. Simply just a lot of spellbreakers here, as even the riflemen have all been transitioned into spellbreakers. All right, transitioning purely into spellbreakers, the Tauren Chieftain does fall off in favor quite a bit. The Tauren Chieftain's mana, really no easy or efficient way to spend it, as the spellbreakers are immune to that frontline stun. All right. Tauren Chieftain Farseer still doing a little bit of a dance around here. We're looking at the Headhunters Shaman dual Kodo Beast for a little bit of damage bonus here, as we are looking at a guard tower, scout tower, now upgrading to a guard tower or an arcane tower off to the side to try and put pressure on this expansion at the bottom right. We're going to be looking at peons now making their way over Archmage in position, and here we are, a little bit of easy damage, trying to take down peon after peon. So far, what's going to end up happening here? There goes one peon. Another peon could easily be taken down. There goes another one here, as the Great Hall is trying to train up some additional peons. Meanwhile, coming in straight from behind, we are looking at that arcane tower already operational and coming online just in time. Mountain King could try and land a Stormbolt onto that Tauren Chieftain if he wasn't invisible. Mountain King ends up revealing himself and now backs away. Are we going to get some repairs onto that arcane tower? Arcane tower needs to be repaired. What's that peasant doing? There's a big thunderclap, though, as you see the Mountain King now getting the Stormbolt off onto that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain losing quite a bit of mana between the Spellbreakers and that Arcane Tower. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used there. Mountain King, Thunderclap trying to stay alive ever so long, as the Mountain King down to 280 hit points. Scroll of Town Portal being transferred back over and still going to continue to engage there. Multiple Illusion, Chain Lightning bouncing around, as that was a possible save. Invisibility onto that Mountain King may have been actually useful enough after a Thunderclap prolonged that fight, but then again, that Mountain King could have perhaps been taken out as well. Great Hall suffered a little bit of damage, but peons are all nearby, ready to repair it if it is needed. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain at level 5, nearing level 6. This is a dangerous spot to be in, as Lin Guagua will be very reckless, or can be a little bit more careless with his Tauren Chieftain, knowing that it's got another life to live. Mountain King ready to go once more, picking up a health stone from the marketplace, exactly what the doctor ordered. Essentially, a better regeneration coupled with an instant consumable for 500 hit points. Units are going to be engaging here. Mountain King, Archmage, ready to move on out. We can see Claws of Attack +5. Mountain King wants to move forward. 38 to 48 damage. They're going to be lining up into position as peasants are now being brought over. No more mining from the main gold mine. This is throwing everything at the next battle to try and close out and win the game. Tauren Chieftain quickly uses Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and he is currently sitting in that front line and not suffering any damage. Kodo Beast unable to dine and dash. Are we going to see some slows? Stormbolt straight up onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain very close to level 6. Just needs to get there. There is a giant stomp. There's level 6. And you better believe Reincarnation is now on the table. Raiders are now looking to retreat back. Tauren Chieftain in that front line spot. And that Tauren Chieftain just simply doesn't care. Throws down a stomp, has a lightning shield, and is able to, rack up more damage. However, the Farseer has to be worried, as the Mountain King finishes it off and now gives in another Thunderclap as well. Mountain King really racking up that damage. Level 3's Thunderclap really causing some problems, as all the units are still trying to retreat back. Stormbolt onto a Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast could get taken down. Another Kodo Beast still has something in its belly, as the Mountain King still has plenty of mana to try and go after all of these units. There is a stomp. Tauren Chieftain pretty much just being ignored at this point, as another Stormbolt goes down onto the Kodo Beast. Kodo Beast could end up getting taken down once more here. Mountain King going to go ahead and use a Thunderclap right there to slow things down, as we see that Spellbreaker now coming back around. Tauren Chieftain down to 120 hit points. Is it going to back and wait and live and fight another day? There's a Stormbolt. It gets taken out, and now we are going to see a surround on to that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain tries to throw in a stomp, gets in some damage onto the Mountain King, and now a potion of invulnerability as those units hold position. Archmage, no, Priest ends up moving just enough to allow that Tauren Chieftain to escape. Back down to the south here, Water Elemental looking to finish off some of these peons here. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Tauren Chieftain still trying to heal up a little bit more. Is it going to be able to get in a Thunderclap? No, it is not. Wanted a Thunderclap across multiple units to perhaps take them down and get to level 6. Tauren Chieftain is, well, Resurrection or Reincarnation is on cooldown. Peon's going to try and fight here as all of the mining here is going to be shut down. 32 supply compared to 27. Farseer is getting resurrected. That is going to be absolutely key here in just a moment as the peons are all taken out here. Mountain King just shy of 6. Archmage just shy of 6. Resurrection happening at the Altar of Storms as the Tauren Chieftain, well, picks up another potion of lesser invulnerability. Going to be another 3 minutes before that is available. Farseer could be making its way back out. Mountain King, is it nearby enough to get a Stormbolt off? No, it is not. Units are going to be able to regroup and retreat here as we see 25 supply compared to 34. Ensnare onto a low hit point. Spellbreaker, Stormbolt onto the Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain going to lose quite a bit of mana. There's a Thunderclap as well, trying to slow things down. All of the priests are trying to get away. Tauren Chieftain then coming in with a stomp, going straight after that Archmage. Archmage down to 300 hit points, down to 230 hit points. Are we going to see a potion or anything? Archmage could get taken down. Archmage will get taken down as it finally falls, giving level 6 to the Farseer. Tauren Chieftain now comes in with another stomp, but Mountain King could be in a lot of trouble. He's trying to go after all of those units. Another Thunderclap could slow things down. No, Stormbolt onto the Farseer instead as the Mountain King is in trouble. Romantic about to end up being lost there. Thunderclap trying to save itself, trying to back away, but getting well, trapped into a corner. Mountain King gets up to level 6, but not going to have enough. No, gets up to level 7. Level 7 now on the Mountain King, taking down the level 6 Farseer and the level 6 Tauren Chieftain, as that is going to be the game. Romantic coming back over the top, finishing off the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain in the final few seconds to make an amazing comeback. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That was crazy.